welcome back to Generic Sports Podcast. We've been a little bit sick, and chaos in the house has ensued. Chaos is at least calm now, and we are feeling better. So, with that being said, I'm your host, Josh the Goose.
And I'm John.
The Goose is still recovering. So we'll kind of take it easy today, especially after Monday, where I was super duper excited when the Broncos beat the Bills. That was honestly a great game. It was chaos. I wish the Broncos offense played a little bit better with all those turnovers.
Yeah, there were so many turnovers and not enough points off of that.
You're right. But we won, and that's what matters.
Yep. Giving Miami a healthy lead in the AFC.
Right? They got like what, 2 games above Buffalo now for the Dolphins?
Yeah, basically because
They haven't had a bye yet.
Yeah, they haven't had their bye week.
So I guess it's
one and a half technically.
But I was really happy with the Broncos, other than the missed kicks. But 12 of the men in the field does kind of help with one of those.
Right? They're like, he missed it, and then the president's like, there's a penalty.
Right? Man. I don't remember screaming that much, like no, as loud as I did, and then the yells of victory.
And then Ken Dorsey was fired because of that, and
right?
I don't know if he was the problem.
Not when Josh Allen threw one really bad interception. There was the tip ball. I know there was a fumble from Cook, and yeah.
Well, maybe he was the problem because they didn't use the run game effectively. And Buffalo is one of those teams that I know that hasn't used the run game effectively. I know Josh Allen likes to run, but James Cook and they have good running backs with James Cook and Latavius Murray.
Right. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the Bills go. I'm very happy with the Broncos. They Sean Payton. We haven't won in Buffalo in 17 years, haven't won in never beat the Chiefs in 8 years, and he broke both those streaks in consecutive weeks. So it's like I said about the stank. They're getting rid of it slowly but surely. So Minnesota's going to be a great game on Sunday night.
Right, two teams going from not so hot to looking pretty hot, and that are on a winning streak right now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. You could tie both being on a winning streak.
Right.
But yeah, Sean Payton has you where you want to be. It was a slow start, but I think the defense was just learning Vance Joseph's system.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of teams' defenses that were learning systems are now better. So legitimately, with both our teams' defenses doing better, it would probably end up being something like 7-2 and not 70-20 if we play again.
Mm-hmm.
We can't go without mentioning Cortland's fantastic catch.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The probability of that being 3%, 3.2 to be exact,
yeah, that
I don't think we're gonna have I don't know if that's ever gonna be broken. If it does,
it might be broken by Russ in another pass this year. He did it. They did show him throwing a previous pass that was similar to Tyler Lockett back in the Seahawks days. So if anyone could do it, it would probably be him. We were watching the Manning cast with that, and I think even Patrick Mahomes was that's a catch.
Right. What else? Anything else from the game?
I think that just about covers it. You're also going to be you're also the team with the least amount of rushing touchdowns this season.
Wow. And it's not like we have a bad run game either.
What was it? Brandon Furness says he wants you guys to make the playoffs and have the lead and break the record for fewest rushing touchdowns in a season.
That would be fun to do.
I don't remember correctly, but I think he said you have one or something, or the last one was in week 2 or something like that.
Right, but our running backs are definitely paying off with the catching from the backfield and everything. So.
Yes. It is one rushing touchdown.
Was it Javonte or Jaleel?
Yeah, so that is a crazy stat.
Well, with that being said, I think we can move on.
Sounds good.
All right, so we'll do a couple quick fire ones here. The Bears beat the Panthers.
Mm-hmm. In not much of a game,
right? The Colts beat the Patriots in
less of a game,
right? The Buccaneers demolished the Titans, and the Cowboys mollywopped the Giants.
Mollywop.
The first thing that came to my mind.
It's a good name for it. At least the Giants did better this time than the first time around. They scored. But yeah, the Cowboys sure wish they could play the Giants every week.
I mean, I think anybody except for maybe the Bills would like to play them any week.
That was definitely one of the first signs Buffalo was having trouble.
Right. Speaking of trouble, we heard that the Browns are going to be without Deshaun Watson because he's going through with season-ending surgery on his shoulder.
Yes.
But they won 33-31 with a last-second field goal.
Yes, I don't know how much that's actually trouble because I don't know how well Deshaun Watson actually has been, but unless he's been playing hurt.
Right.
And if he's been playing hurt, then he should, honestly, he should have had surgery anyways. But
Right.
that is not looking like, that is definitely looking like a bad move from Cleveland. They're somehow managing to win games here.
Well, it's the defense, just like in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Great defenses can win games no matter who your quarterback is. Why teams like the Jets are managing to win magically to win some games too.
Right. But yeah, the Ravens collapsed in the fourth quarter, like the whole pick six. Like, I can't believe the Browns came back from behind. So
that Browns defense is just really good.
It is.
But their offense did enough to get by. I mean, it wasn't just all defensive touchdowns.
That's true too. So we'll have to see how they do without Deshaun Watson. So I don't really have much to say, but I know the Steelers beat the Packers.
Yep, the Steelers defense just keep doing Steelers things.
All right, I know it was a close one, but I know Jordan Love turned it over the last few seconds of the game, or within the last minute.
Jordan Love needs to show some more consistency because he's not looking like. I can't imagine them paying him with this type of performance.
Right.
If he was a rookie, it's fine, but it's a contract year for him, and he hasn't played significant besides a few games here and there. Granted, yes, I know they have injuries, but the quarterback is part of the problem.
Right. Trying to think what else.
Well, CJ Stroud and Texans beat the.
I wanted to hold off on that one for a moment, just because I think wasn't Matt Canada on the sidelines?
Oh yes, Matt Canada was on the sidelines, and so, I think that's helped.
That helped, and I think that's why I was gonna move into the same thing with the San Francisco, right? Like, didn't Steve Wilkes also come to the sideline?
I think so.
I think that made a big difference on both their games, especially when the Niners beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 34-3.
Yep. And the Jaguars are a good team, so that they couldn't get anything done, and that defense of the 49ers looks like defense they've been all along. But like we said, it's pretty hard to stop the healthy 49ers team. And they lost those 3 games because they weren't healthy. Now that they're healthy, they're unstoppable again.
Right. Now we gotta see how long that health can stay, and then who's I think Trent Williams definitely is the most important piece there, but maybe Steve Wilkes in the defense up close helps too. So we'll see how that goes, because I'm sure there will be another game where the 49ers are behind.
Right. There's no excuse. There was no excuse why the 49ers defense, with really no injuries to it, why they were giving up points during their losses. Like, the defense just stopped being good because the offensive lineman is not playing. That was just very odd.
Right.
And the Jaguars need to figure out how to play, and luckily they don't need to worry about the 49ers again.
Right. At least until the Super Bowl, if they get there, right? All right. Now we can move on to the Bengals and the Texans, right?
Who are now the Jaguars' new problem, the Texans.
Right, they are way ahead of schedule, but I think that just goes to show the ability of CJ Stroud, and I want to say not just the coaching has been important, but I also think is it Nick Cassarian, the GM? I just if you can go check that. I just want to speak upon the GM. I just think that shows the talent he's really been able to draft if they've been able to come together under D'Amico Ryans and get the coach that they want.
His name is Nick Casario.
Casario. Okay, that was close. Not bad for but yeah. So
But yeah, no, they got a lot of good pieces, and that like he's making these wide receivers better because like they keep going down and people just keep coming up for them.
Right. Their wide receivers are just making names for themselves.
Devin Singletary's actually becoming a fantastic running back here instead of the not running the ball team of the Bills.
Right. And is Laramie Tunsil finally back?
I forget if he's back.
But either way, CJ Stroud is still playing amazing. And like I need to see a little bit more before the whole MVP race stuff. But I'd like to see his, I know yards are important, but CJ's doing a heck of a job.
Yeah, it looks like he's been playing, I think.
Oh, good.
Which, he's always been a good offensive tackle, and still us Dolphins fans love him for the amount of stuff we got for him. So we joke about he deserves a statue. He's also great, so it's like it's a trade that worked out for everybody. But yeah, no, they're looking like a fantastic team, and they're going to like beat what I predicted them out easily, I feel.
Do we get another Jacksonville Houston matchup or not this season? I want to say they already played.
I hate that it's like this was week 10 and we're like, football season's running out. No.
So that game,
they play Jacksonville next week.
Oh, that should be a good one. Is it too late to flex it into to prime time?
Right.
No, CJ's playing really great. So like I'm really not sure how much I really care for the owner of the Houston Texans, but I do like right now how the team's being run. So
no, Baltimore's in Sunday night. Not like they're gonna flex that one out.
Who's Baltimore playing?
The Chargers.
No. Next season we'll get this though. Anyways,
we flex out Monday night,
right?
That's Chicago at Minnesota. I'm like, I know Minnesota's good, but can we stop having Chicago with these prime time?
Right. They all believed in Justin Fields a little too much. CJ Stroud time though.
Right.
He actually, I think he has one less win right now. Aren't they like 5-4 or something? CJ Stroud has like 5 wins. Justin Fields has 6 wins in his career.
And they're playing the Cardinals this week. He might tie that.
Right. Let's go next game. Vikings and Saints. That was
fun.
That was fun. I mean, Josh Dobbs, he's looking great. Like he looked great in Arizona, but I don't think they had enough talent around him. Now that he's got talent, like that was a smart move, I think. And they don't even have Justin Jefferson back yet.
Right. Yeah, the Vikings are looking good even with some of their weapons. Well, it helped. I think Ty Chandler is looking like a better running back option than Madison. Since Akers and Madison were both out and Chandler did better. So and Josh Dobbs helping with those run yards too. I think the Saints have some trouble here because Derek Carr is not looking that great, and like Jameis Winston came in because Derek got hurt, and Jameis is just doing Jameis things.
Well, if Derek Carr can like recover and they play Taysom Hill in all of the roles, I think they've got something.
But yeah, it's just they are missing something. Like Derek is struggling with this offense, and he shouldn't be.
Yeah,
because they have too many weapons here.
They do, and they have a good defense, even though some of it got injured. We'll see what happens in a couple of weeks because they're still in it. The NFC South is
as chaotic as we thought they were.
Right? I mean, it seems like they're pretty much the worst division of, I thought it could have been the AFC South, but the AFC South has like 2 winning teams and a 500 team. So, and for some reason the Titans can't win and they're at the bottom. So
like, what was it? The NFC South is like, I believe in some of these teams. They do well, and then you magically have the Falcons losing. That we'll get to with the Falcons losing this week to the Cardinals. Like, you just don't know with some of these NFC South teams. The Bucks can win, and then the Bucks can lose. Like, you just don't know with some of these teams,
right?
The Panthers could go on a winning streak and still be in it, even though they only have 1 win.
Yeah, that feels very unlikely.
But... Oh, it's completely unlikely, but that's just how weird. That's how off the NFC South is.
Speaking of the South, we mentioned the Falcons and the Cardinals, right? We didn't talk about that, right?
No, since it's Kyler's return.
Right, Kyler returned. He played great. They won. The Falcons. They're a roller coaster, and when you're a roller coaster, I actually think that might be the absolute worst thing that you can be. At least if you're bad, you know you're bad, and maybe the coach needs some more pieces, stuff like that.
But when you're
the roller coaster, when you're up and down every week and so close and not winning these games, there have been a lot of one-score games. I don't know if Arthur Smith's gonna make it the next season.
Right. Well, as being a fan of a roller coaster team for so many years with the Dolphins, and they were roller coaster teams for a lot of those years, you want consistency, and the Falcons just are missing consistency because they're just missing consistency, and it affects them. Like, they can win certain teams and they can lose. They can win good teams. They can lose to bad teams. And they can lose to good teams. They can win or lose any week.
And that's their problem. So I actually think that they feel like a quarterback away. Like I'll say I think the Commanders got somebody in Sam Howell. We'll talk about them in a moment.
Now, Heineke did get injured, I think, during the game, and they had to throw back in Desmond Ridder. So.
Well, that might explain it, but we'll see about Heineke. I just think that I'm not going to be surprised if we see somebody like if Joshua Dobbs is good, then maybe they keep Joshua Dobbs in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins goes to Atlanta. Who knows for sure? But we've both said that I think Justin Fields would be the perfect, in an Arthur Smith offense. So if that's how he keeps his job is to get Justin Fields or somebody, that might be it. But other than that, I don't know. There's too much talent on that offense and a good defense too. So
they really need to push back trade deadline.
Yeah, they do.
There would be more trades now, especially with like if quarterbacks go down like in Atlanta.
But good job with the Cardinals. They won the game and Kyler looked good. So
yeah, Kyler's working. I think Kyler has the ability to make this offense work.
Right? We got to see if that means he can keep his job, if they're going to draft, what they're going to do next season. So that's definitely going to be like one of the biggest offseason stories and when they finish up, see where they're at in draft position.
Right.
To mention the Commanders, Sam Howell's great. They lost by 3 points to the Seahawks, but I think they've got somebody. I don't know if Ron Rivera's keeping his job, but if Eric Bieniemy stays and he moves up as head coach with Sam Howell, I think they got something there.
Yeah, I think Bieniemy with Sam Howell's stats, Bieniemy is I think earned a head coaching job this year.
Well, when you look at Patrick Mahomes and his stats and how Sam Howell is doing, absolutely. This was the prove it we wanted to see. Was it Andy Reid, was it Patrick Mahomes, or was it Eric Bieniemy? And right now it actually is looking like it's Eric Bieniemy. So
I know we were sick, but like Patrick Mahomes scored like 2 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. I know he was on bye, but the 2 touchdowns was only against Dolphins in the first half of the Dolphins game, and they couldn't score anything in the second half of the Dolphins game, and they couldn't score touchdowns against the Broncos. So there is problems there.
But let's get back to the Seahawks. They look good. They'll probably make the playoffs. I don't know. We'll see how they play against. I don't know who are they playing this week. I know on Thanksgiving they play the 49ers, and I'm looking forward to that game.
Let's see, the Seahawks are playing the Rams this week, so the Seahawks will probably stay how they're going.
We'll see. It's a rivalry game, so
you never know to expect. And the Rams are at home, so.
Right? And they beat them on the road already. So
right. So, but the Seahawks are a good team that just is sometimes missing consistency.
Right.
And the Commanders are one of those roller coaster teams. I think they can win or lose against anyone.
Unfortunately right now, but they got a lot of good offense, so we'll see where that goes. I think we got 2 more games left?
Yeah.
Lions beat the Chargers basically in a shootout that second half. One scored, the other scored, one scored, the other scored. Lions won because they had the ball last.
Right, that was basically what I was expecting. Was not expecting that. I don't know how their defenses didn't show up when they're 2 of the better defensive teams in the league, but I guess any defense can just not show up one week.
Well, the Chargers, I don't know how good of a defense they really are. I think that there are some flashes there, but
yeah, their defenses are good against the bad offenses in the league.
So, It was one of those games where if it's like it definitely looked like I should have watched that more, but being sick sucked.
But happy the Lions continue their like domination.
Right. Now speaking, anything else we want to add to that?
No, just glad to see the Lions continue winning.
Right. I definitely think Jared Goff should be in the MVP race. So
and for the Chargers' sake, hope they keep losing so Brandon Staley can lose his job.
Ouch.
I mean, I don't want to see don't want any. It sucks to say that, but you kind of feel that Brandon Staley is the problem with the Chargers.
Probably when you look at how the Raiders, and we're going to talk about them coming up, but yeah, I feel like it's going to be a Raiders effect. I don't know who they get. But somebody could definitely make that team a lot better.
Right? Or they just don't have the right offensive coordinator getting the right stuff out of their offense. But
I mean, isn't that what Dallas said about Kellen Moore? So that's why they got rid of him.
Right? So
Dak's playing better.
Right? So it might just be they don't have the right offensive coordinator because I think they were at a higher win record last season at this point in time.
Right. They were. I mean, they were one of the best teams in the league. I think they were only like a game or two behind the Chiefs. So, now back onto the Raiders. They won. It wasn't the greatest game, but they won. Zach Wilson. The whole offense didn't look all that great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Raiders are playing a rookie quarterback, and Zach Wilson, and the Jets are having offensive struggles. So it definitely leads to a 16-12 game. When the defenses are doing most of the work and the offenses can't get anything done, this is what happens.
That is what it is.
But I mean, it was a battle of backup quarterbacks, so who knows where the Jets would have been with Aaron Rodgers. But the Raiders win. The Raiders won without with Antonio Pierce, and I think he brings a better energy to the team. So I think their defense is going to pick it up, but I don't know how well the offense can do. Like with Aiden O'Connell, I mean, yeah, he's a rookie and he's doing all right, but like I said, teams with good defenses just need all right quarterbacks to get through.
Right? Not really like all that enthused to talk about both of our rivals. So
no. I think I fell asleep during this game because it was our rise,
and we weren't feeling good. So
and also these two are legitimately Miami's next two opponents.
So you gotta watch them anyways the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I actually 2 weeks, and then isn't it like another time in the next month or so too?
Yeah, I think it's
with the Jets.
Yeah, I think there's another team after the Jets. There's another team, and I think it's the Jets again. Or 3 weeks. So it's there's two. It's the Jets, two teams, Jets again. So it's really close.
Yeah. All right. So to end it, that brings us to Monday Night Football, because we started with Monday Night Football and woo! No, I just wanted to say I was really happy. I just cannot emphasize Ruff didn't turn it over. He's got 4 interceptions on the year, and that catch again from Cortland Sutton, that was wonderful. But don't really want to really repeat ourselves.
Right. I just want to say it sucked being sick, and the Dolphins lost before, and it was a very long week because of being sick on the bye week and stuff.
Well, and Sunday was long for us because you didn't have the Dolphins. The Broncos didn't play till Monday night. It felt really weird because it's we root for each other's teams where we're off or we're not playing that day, but it was just nobody was. It's neither. It's okay, at least we had some good football.
Yep.
So can't wait for Sunday Night Football. Man, that Monday night game, I know some people may have said it was stunk, but I don't remember being that excited and that thrilled. I calmed myself down. I was so that felt like, maybe it's not the greatest thing, but it felt like one of some of those great Peyton games as well as some of those Tebow games. So somewhere around that area.
Yeah.
But we're excited. Happy we got we were able to do this, and we'll try and get back to our normal stuff a little bit more in depth on things next week.
Yeah.
But for now, thank you for listening, and we'll see you back here for week 11. And like John said earlier, I can't believe the season's almost over. It sucks.
It does.
But thank you for joining us. Please like, share, subscribe. Anything else I'm missing as far as that stuff? But anything you can think of, just send some love. We appreciate it. And again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you here next week. Bye.